A young man came in to do his shopping, and he said, "Hey, do you guys have any bags?" I'm walking all the way to the east side of Bridgeport, and I said, "Look, I'm sorry, I don't have any bags." I looked all around. I didn't even have boxes. He's sitting there in the lobby, and he's trying to figure out how he can get home with all this stuff. I'm telling him, "Look, put the stuff back and come back and shop another day. That's probably the best option for you. Come back with bags." Well, in that moment, another woman was sitting in the lobby. She looked at him and she said, "You know what? Take my bags. I'll come back and I'll shop another day." And he said, "Really?" And she said, "You know what? Not just that. Take my cart too," because she had one of those little hand carts with her. And he was like, "Thank you so much." I pulled her aside after he left and I said, "Hey, that was super nice of you. You didn't have to do that. Is there any way that I can repay it to you?" And she looked at me and she said, that's not necessary. This is just what we do here. People have done this for me, and so I do this for other people too. And I've seen so many examples of that here, of people saying, I've taken when I need, and when I don't need as much, I give to people and that's kind of the ethos that we're trying to foster here in this community. And to see it express itself in that way, in that type of generosity, it really makes you think differently about the way that you're living your own life.